Today's topic is a very interesting one, and I have had quite a journey in the manifestation related to this. So today we're going to talk about weight loss manifestation. Does it really work? And can you lose weight using manifestation? So this topic is interesting and it is complex, and I have very set views about this that have changed over time. And so I want to start off by saying, if you're listening to this podcast and you have specifically searched weight loss or manifesting weight loss, I want to tell you that you don't need to lose weight. I want to tell you that you do not need to change your body to be worthy. You do not need to shrink your size to become a better version of you, to make more money, to have more success, to find the love of your life. So my journey began with falling in love with who I am. And so my desire to lose weight led me to a life of continually trying to shrink my size. Every year on my birthday, from probably 7 years old, I blew out the candle and I said, I wish I was skinny. I wish I was skinny. I wish I was skinny. And so the journey for me began as a little girl, overweight and believing that she was flawed and she was less than. And that journey led me to hating myself and never being good enough. So it was this constant journey of trying to be good and losing weight, and overindulging because I was so mad I wasn't losing weight. So I was either letting it go and eating junk food and feeling guilt and shame around it, or I was depriving myself to the point where I was taking joy out of my life to try to fit a mold. And I remember first trying to lose weight when I was young. I think I was grade 7, so what's that, 12 years old? And my mom would pack me a lunch, and I would eat the apple and I would drink water all day because water flushes the fat. That's what I heard. And so this entire journey was to try to measure up to a beauty ideal and standard that's out there in this world. And until I was 37 years old, I hid my body. I wore big, baggy clothes. I wore t-shirts in the swimming pool. I never showed my body, never showed my stomach, nothing. I was ashamed of who I was and the way in which I looked. And I believed that the way I looked determined who I was. So because I was fat, it meant this, and this. And I would even be ashamed eating food in front of people. So then I would hide eating the food. And so I let my body size influence how I saw me and my worthiness in this world. And I step back and I look at it now and I think, wow, if I could have just held her hand and told her a different story. So that's where I want to start this podcast episode with you, is to tell you a different story. That you do not need to shrink your body size. You do not need to become smaller. You do not need to starve yourself, intermittent fast, go on a keto diet, go on the carnivore diet. You don't need to do all of those things. You don't need to work out every single day to measure up to a beauty ideal. And one of the biggest awarenesses came for me when I realized that my goal for weight loss was vanity driven. It wasn't health driven. So the weight loss industry will tell you to lose weight because it's healthy. They will tell you to take their supplements so that you can live a healthy lifestyle. But what they're really telling you is that thinness is better, that looking this way is best, and they will send you before and after pictures and messages. Time and time again, it is everywhere. I have removed it completely from my feed, and you will not see a side-by-side before and after photo of me ever again. Because when you see a picture of a plus-size person, and that person who then got thin, who is smiling in that photo, who is confident in that photo, the message that you are receiving and the message young girls are receiving is thinness is better. You should want to be thin because you will be better. You will be happier. You will be loved. You will get accolades. People will date you. You will be successful, all of those things. And it's painting a picture that's very, very scary. And so what I want to start off by saying too is that the way in which you look does not determine your health status. So being somebody that carries extra weight does not in fact mean that you are unhealthy. Okay? There are people that are in thin bodies that are unhealthy. They take daily medications. They eat, the food we would say is the worst for us. They exercise not at all. They might have multiple diseases and their blood work not being healthy. So thinness does not mean health, just as being curvy or plus size does not mean lack of health. So I want us to step back right now to the goal of you listening to this podcast. Is the goal of this podcast so that you can look good? You can lose weight so you can look good? Or is the goal of you listening to this podcast one where you take care of the health and longevity of your vessel? So the first thing is self-awareness, is to understand where you sit on this spectrum. Are you hating yourself to try to find the best of yourself? Or are you loving yourself to become a healthy version of you that lives a long life?